and welcome to this special primetime edition of the ABA, the NBA on ABC. And tonight, great matchup for you. San Antonio will take on the Los Angeles Lakers, and for the second year in a row, it's an opportunity for the Lakers to come back from 2 games down and try to win and face off elimination. They've done it in the past under Phil Jackson. They did it twice last year, Game 6 and Game 7 against the Sacramento Kings. Can they do it again tonight? It's do or die time. It's been a tough season for Phil Jackson. First the kidney stones, last week the angioplasty procedure, and then the loss earlier this week of an ex-teammate in Dave DeBusschere who passed away at the age of 62. So it's not been a normal season. It's not been a normal week for Phil Jackson. He hopes that things can go better tonight, and as he arrived here today, he hopes that his Lakers can play better than they did in Game 5 in San Antonio. Our Jim Gray had a chance to sit down and talk with the Lakers head coach earlier today.
Can you describe at all how scared you were with what's gone on with you the past week?
I never was scared. Whether it's just a trust in the Almighty that, you know, whatever's to happen in my life is supposed to be and that's the way it's going to happen, or whether it was just too damn stupid to be afraid.
Would you have gone to the doctor on your own, or did Jeannie Buss in fact save your life and push you to do it?
She was the impetus behind it, but, you know, she initiated the contact with Dr. Mo. I followed it up with a phone call to him. Here in the Western Conference, our playoff schedule is so intense that sometimes things like health is something you just run by. And, you know, working weekends, working, you know, just seems like we play a game, get back on a flight, and fly back to San Antonio or Minnesota. That's all we've been doing in the last 3 weeks. It doesn't leave a lot of margin for, you know, personal time in your life.
Is basketball as important to you tonight as it was 5 days ago?
I've had to reconsider that, obviously, and looked at that and kind of laughed, because it is just a game, and we know it's a game. It means so much to our fans, it means a lot to us, and it means a lot about what we do. And so our identity is, you know, sometimes hitched or tied to what we do.
Do you think that the way that this team has played this year and just coaching in general has added to the stress of your life and contributed?
I've been very unhappy with my ability to rise to the level of energy necessary to coach the team where I feel they have to go to. That's a long way of saying that, you know, you have to be a step ahead of the team a lot, you know, chastise them, encourage them, jump on them when they make a mistake at times. You know, be positive but yet corrective in all situations, and don't let things slide by. And some of the time I haven't had the energy to confront or to bring into agreement some of the misdeeds or the activities that sometimes go on in a basketball team that have to be corrected. And I think that was a lot due to the fact that I didn't have enough energy to, you know, get there. I didn't have the heart for it, so to speak. And, you know, it made me doubt my own ability to continue on and coach for long term.
Do you have the energy now?
I think I do, but I'm going to have to assess that over the summer. It's a lot different being in the playoffs and everything, and riding so high in the playoffs. It means a lot. You
lost one of your close friends and former teammates in Dave DeBusschere. How has that impacted upon you?
It's so ironic that, you know, the focus was all about my heart and the situation over this last weekend. And, you know, Dave, who's, you know, a great athlete, terrific player, teammate for a number of years, you know, had, you know, a physical not long ago, within the last 6 months, was checked out, you know, everything seemed perfectly fine with him, and, you know, he succumbs to a heart attack in a situation that could have been my situation, exactly. And, you know, very sad for his family. I think all of the NBA lost something in that situation. He represented, you know, the players that are retired players from the NBA, and he represented the NBA very well during the course of his lifetime.
This is an awkward transition, but I just want to ask you a couple of questions about the game now. You said the other day after the game that it didn't look like Shaq consistently gave the effort. Are you disappointed? Are you upset with Shaq's effort? What was the matter with him?
Well, we had a short talk after the ball game, and having been disconnected from the team for 2 days on Saturday and Sunday, and Sunday's game, and then coming back on Monday to practice and a flight to San Antonio, I missed some of the heartbeat of the team. And during that period of time, Shaquille had obviously some knee problems, and that affected how he played. And he couldn't move first or react first. He had to activate himself and push himself through a knee thing that was going on with him, a little click in his knee that was going on, some tendonitis. And those things can hamper a ball player. And it hampered him a lot that night. It changed our fortune.
And how do you feel he will be for tonight?
Well, he's prepared himself well for this game. I mean, he's gone through some therapy, he's gone through some activation things. I think he'll be back to normal, push himself right through it.
Our big guys are here, never normal. Bill Walton, what do you make of that?
The burden of the big man. With Shaq, like Wilt and Kareem before him, no matter how much you do, it's never enough. Three-time champion, three-time finals MVP, but Phil Jackson is calling him out, questioning his effort and his effectiveness. Phil, the master psychologist, knows just when to tweak it all, and now the gauntlet has been thrown down. And while Shaq has always come through for Phil in the past, now he's battling a sore knee. And so while the Lakers seem to be up against it right now, the real story here is that the Spurs, they start strong but can't finish. The Lakers, they sleepwalk through the beginning and then they come back to crush their opponents. We're at the end right now. This one's got the Lakers written all over it.
All right, Tom Tolbert, chance for the Spurs to close things out.
Well, they say speed kills, and they were killing the Lakers when they were using their speed last game.
The last year in the Western Conference Finals, trailing 3-2 to Sacramento, Kobe Bryant called Shaquille O'Neal and said, "Big fella, I need you in Game 6. What have you said to Shaq in the last 24 hours, Kobe?
Well, we talked just before the game, and we both basically said we've come too far, to let our championship season slip away right now. So we're going to come out, win this game, and then go up there for Game 7.
With this team banged up and hurting as much as they have, how can you afford going into a double-digit deficit as you have in the last couple of games?
Oh, we're not worried about that. What we're going to do is go out and play hard from the opening tip, and then read the situation, and then, just deal with it as the game goes on.
Tim Duncan wants to close this thing out here tonight. It's awfully tough to close you guys out, particularly at Staples. What makes you confident?
Well, we just keep on fighting. We have a lot of excuses, with injuries or, guys being out, Rick not being here, and so forth and so on. Our nucleus is a little botched up right now. But nonetheless, we're going to come out there and we're going to play. We're not going to make excuses.
Kobe, thanks. Good luck.
Thank you.
As far as the Spurs go, Tim Duncan has said, leading 3-2, we have got to close this thing out. That's a tall task, considering the Lakers have never lost an elimination game under Phil Jackson. Greg Popovich told me a few minutes ago he expects Shaquille O'Neal to have an absolute monster game tonight after a subpar Game 5. Popovich knows his team is young. The nerves have reared their ugly head in the fourth quarter of the last couple of games. But Popovich has implored his team to think about one thing and one thing only. That's execution in this game, playing hard. Don't think about 2 games to win one. Just think about winning tonight. Back to you, Brad.
Joe Crawford's got the ball in hand. Shaquille O'Neal says, throw it about that high, Joe, and I'll go swipe it. Staples Center, tough place, as Michelle said, for any team to come in here and try to take a playoff game, especially one of this magnitude. Can they do it? We'll find out. And we're underway.
Talking to Phil Jackson, he said he gave the team the day off yesterday, felt that rest and reaction was much more important than knowledge.
David Robinson, and immediately fouled in the opening 15 seconds by Shaquille O'Neal.
Well, it's going to be interesting to see how the free throws go at home for the Lakers. On the road, the Lakers averaged 18 free throw attempts per game. At home, 42.5 free throw attempts.
On the series, each team has taken exactly the same number of attempts.
The team that gets the more attempts per game is the team that's won every one of the first 5. As Robinson misses, here's what we're talking about. There's the free throw story. The Spurs on the plus side 3 times, won them all. The Lakers, the previous 2 here, won them both.
Coincidence?
Who's going to the hoop?
Coincidence? I don't know.
Pressure in the backcourt by San Antonio. Take time off the clock. Make Shaq come away from the hoop to receive.
Robert Horry, who missed what would have been a game-winning three-pointer in Game 5.
When was the last time he missed one of those shots?
He got Tim Duncan in the air here and feeds low to Shaq.
And he wasn't doing that 2 and 3 games ago. He would have caught that ball and passed it off as quickly as possible. That time, making an aggressive offensive move, sucking in Shaq's defender, and then a great bounce pass to Shaq.
Shaq's just backing off David Robinson. Robinson's got to pull the trigger out there.
He had an open one from 15 feet. Instead, gets it to Tim Duncan. Duncan missed it, and Shaquille O'Neal with a rebound.
Well, they're not going to send guys right away at Tim Duncan because he's such a great passer. But once he puts it on the ground, look for guys to converge to try to make him give it up or force a tough shot.
Kobe Bryant touches it for the first time and kicks it out to Fisher. Off the front of the iron for Derek Fisher's first attempt.
Lakers need more of Robert Horry handling the ball at the high post. Shaq and Kobe working two-man game underneath the basket.
Horry working hard against Duncan defensively.
Well, that's a good job by him, forcing him to catch it at 17 feet instead of about 10.
And 5 on the shot clock. Bowen's been great from three-point land in the playoffs.
You know, that guy's pretty good from three-point land.
He really is,
I think I would rotate, honestly, past Steven Jackson to try to get Bowen and let Jackson try to hit the three-pointer rather than Bruce Bowen, who led the league this year in three-point field goal percentage.
O'Neal, the one-hander over Robinson, a little too hard. Jackson will pull down the rebound.
If you're San Antonio, you're younger, you're healthier, you're fresher, you're deeper. Run them out of here. Run until the Lakers quit.
Backdoor cut by Parker. Beautiful pass by Robinson.
He couldn't even see Tony Parker when he let that pass go. He just put it in the spot where he knew Tony Parker would eventually be.
That one had eyes, didn't it?
Absolutely. The way Shaq is playing so far off David Robinson, Robinson shouldn't come that far away from the hoop.
Kobe Bryant in traffic, and Horry will take it over Duncan and got it.
You know, you look at his stats, and we've all said he has struggled shooting. He struggled from beyond the arc, but you look at the playoffs, 2-point field goal attempts, he's right at 50%.
Look at the work between Duncan and Horry. Spinning is Jackson around everybody.
Attack Shaq. Whoever Shaq is guarding, that's where the ball is coming. The Spurs have made some brilliant adjustments.
I would have given him 2 1/3 points for that one.
Degree of difficulty.
George has struggled mightily since Game 3 when he had the major contribution to start the game.
Kobe just flies in on the baseline over everybody.
The Spurs' defensive strategy is to force Kobe baseline. If they're going to do that, you've got to have big men coming over and to try to cut him off if you already know which way he's going to go.
Parker will take the outside jumper. Whoa.
Ouch.
That missed somewhere between San Antonio and Dallas.
I need an aspirin after hearing that one.
And whistle and a foul is going to be on Bruce Bowen. Bowen's had the assignment for most of this series of matching up with a guy right there to his left, Kobe Bryant. That's not easy work.
I asked him before the game, how do you guard him? And he said, you really just go out there and try to make sure you keep a hand up every time he makes a shot. Don't let him get any easy looks. But when he gets 25, 26 shots a game, he understands he's going to score on it.
And on that reverse layup, there's nothing you can do.
The look-off pass is what frees that up. What Bowen has to do is duplicate the effort that he had in Game 2 when he was magnificent on the offensive end.
Horry, nice job of fronting Duncan with a steal. Coast to coast for Horry. Robinson clears off the miss.
Did anybody get a Dr. J flashback when Kobe just did that? I thought I was seeing Dr. J and Mark Landsberger all over again.
It had that feel. Duncan goes over Robert Horry that time.
Duncan has such a size and strength advantage over Horry. As good as Horry is, every time Duncan has to go to the hoop. And then when they bring Shaq over, that's when Duncan becomes the passer. Looking inside, just taking what he wants and overpowering a diminutive Robert Horry. Tim Duncan can set the tone, the tempo, and inspire his teammates to get to a level that they've never come close to before.
Tim's three-point play puts San Antonio back in front by 3.
Well, that's why it's important for Horry to be able to force him to catch it at 15 feet. If he catches it at 7 feet, he has no chance.
Kobe Bryant falling down, and turnover Lakers.
Got to go. Push it, see what you can get. Good job of transition defense, though, by the Lakers.
All the Spurs starters have scored so far. Here's Duncan again against Ori. And the dish underneath to Robinson. Nifty.
Shaq tried to sneak over there. He left Robinson all alone.
But the movement of Duncan, he is tooling Robert Ori right now.
O'Neal. Whoa. Through everybody and fouled.
Well, the determination of Shaquille O'Neal. With Tim Duncan working Ori up the lane, then the step underneath. Shaq is anticipating that's going to happen. David Robinson continues his move to the hoop, and an outstanding layoff by Duncan.
And Shaquille O'Neal, who's shot free throws pretty well throughout the playoffs.
We've seen this so many times when Shaq gets challenged, when he's called out by his coach, by the media, and they were all over him today here in Los Angeles today. What's it going to be? Obviously, Shaq is determined to make his statement right now.
4 assists on the 5 field goals so far for San Antonio as they continue to move the ball well. Robinson will take it from the elbow this time over O'Neal, but way off the mark, and Kobe Bryant all alone for the rebound.
Well, that was his game. It's no longer his game.
Ori, the 3 rims out. Shaq keeps it alive.
On the offensive glass.
Fisher, and he's been brilliant from three-point land. That's just inside the line.
Shaq, who wears the sleeve on his knee intermittently, wearing it again tonight. Obviously, the physical therapy with Gary Vitti the last 48 hours, instrumental in Shaq's mobility tonight.
Duncan finds the handle and scores. Almost had it stripped by Devin George. And Tim Duncan's got 5.
Well, keep an eye on where Tim Duncan is able to receive the ball on the post. When he receives it with 1 foot in the paint, you can almost count it. And watch when he receives it outside the paint.
Ori laid up the pass for O'Neal. Wave it off.
3-second violation. 3-second violation. Dick Bavetta says no way. Phil Jackson cannot believe the call. Tim Duncan has increased his scoring average from the Phoenix series by 8 points a game while maintaining his assist average at over 5 a game. The last 3 games, the Spurs have absolutely torched the Lakers in the first half. It's been a reversal of that story in the second for Los Angeles.
You know, guys, I love looking at the aerial shots from LA because all I can think about is emphysema.
It was as beautiful a day as you could possibly imagine here in the Southland today. And a Laker playoff game in the afternoon. What could be better?
Nothing.
5 on the shot clock for Duncan on the baseline. He does it in a lot of different ways.
Virtually unstoppable with the variety of his moves. And the way he's playing right now, he is going to force Phil Jackson to put Shaquille O'Neal on him.
Here's Shaq on the offensive end, goes right past Robinson. O'Neal was 6.
David Robinson just not moving well enough at this point of his career. The end, literally, for him. Kind of sad to see him have to go up against Shaq right now.
Now it's Duncan outside.
He may want. It's like he's playing around the world right now, just picking spots. Step out, hit a 3. One of your heat checks there. See where else you can hit it from. But when you look at David Robinson, he's just a big, small forward. Is what he is, a tall, small forward. He's giving up 120 pounds to Shaq. Look out.
Shaq inside off the pick and roll over everybody. 8 for O'Neal.
Not quite sure the wisdom of double teaming Kobe coming off that high screen like that and leaving Shaq wide open at 10 feet.
Jackson on a baseline jumper, and he got it.
If I'm San Antonio, I attack Devin George right now. This guy is playing on a very bad ankle every single game. It's been getting worse and worse for him. His productivity is nearly non-existent.
Spurs tearing it up 9 out of 13 from the floor.
Oh, it's who's going to blink first. Both of them are tearing it up right now.
Ori leaves it. Shaq with a one-handed jump, and Robinson will clear it off.
Tony Parker was very happy he didn't take one more dribble.
How about Tony Parker starting to push the ball here, capitalize on some of that speed?
Here he goes through traffic and was fouled. Foul on Kobe Bryant, his first. Log on to NBA.com for the exclusive 2003 playoff section featuring live post-game press conferences, photo galleries, video highlights, and more. Love it live on NBA.com.
And while the Lakers feature two of the most dominant players in the game, the one thing they can't feature is the bench that Spurs can bring in. Keep guys fresh, keep the legs going, keep them running. But I'll tell you what, if Father Medvedenko can play like he did last game, that'll be a big boost for the Lakers.
Stripped by Devin George as Duncan was headed to the hoop. Out of bounds to Los Angeles. There's Medvedenko, who had 13 points in 17 minutes of work.
Lakers are stripping down low, capitalizing on the fact that Shaq can make amends for any mistakes in defensive coverage on the perimeter. You get to strip down low, that just means your elbows aren't high and broad enough.
There's what Tom was talking about. Oh, the bench points of the Spurs more than double the Lakers. Devin George misses, and Ginobili off the Spurs bench with a rebound.
Isn't that a traveling violation when you drag your pivot foot as you come to a stop? Spurs have hit their last 4 shots here. I'd come right back to Duncan.
There it is. He'll go up and over Ori.
The runner. I don't think he's duplicated a shot yet. They've all been different.
Malik Rose now with the challenge of slowing down Shaq. Has not been effective, Malik, in this series.
Kobe up and over. Kobe Bryant was 6.
Great job of pushing. You want to push. You don't have to take a shot, but you want to push and explore and see what you can get.
And Shaquille O'Neal with a block. And now running the floor with Devin George. And George in a lot of pain.
Oh.
Fisher got hammered and he hit the 3. Chance for a 4-point play as Parker fouls Fisher. But a lot of eyes will be on Devin George right now as well. Grimacing in pain. Tony Parker, the youngest point guard in the NBA. Youthful mistake of fouling Fisher in the act of shooting, especially as Tom said, the way Fisher's been shooting threes in the playoffs. And it's a 4-point play for Derek Fisher, and it's a 1-point game.
Lakers come with a press of their own as Shaq sits out for a minute. Spurs having trouble. Got to attack.
Yep, got to attack the press. Once you beat it, go.
Claxton in trouble. Got it to Malik Rose. Ginobili to Duncan. And Tim Duncan has scored 10 of the last 12 Spurs points.
You can't do it any better.
But none of those have been hard points.
No.
Just effortless, not the kind that's going to wear him out.
And here's a steal.
Speedy Claxton, impact immediately. Depth at guard is a huge factor for San Antonio here.
Rose the kick out. Ginobili's wide open for 3.
Oh, what a
Almost
pass.
missed
What
the
a
basket.
pass.
Duncan again.
That's 2. One more. They might want to be checking the San Andreas right about now because those things were absolute stones.
Duncan right there where he needed to be as he continues to just dominate the first quarter. Bryant misses. Rose, nice rebound.
Such a tough shot attempt by Kobe Bryant.
Here's Jackson outside. Madsen and Shaw in there now with Ori, Kobe Bryant, and Derek Fisher.
Well, that's a fun matchup right here with Ginobili and Kobe Bryant. Another steal.
Steal by Jackson. And Fisher went to the deck to break up what would have been a 3-on-1.
He's everywhere. Every time there's a loose ball, this guy is diving head first. The plays he makes would be against the rules in the NFL.
Bowen, Claxton, Ginobili, Rose, and Tim Duncan on the floor for the Spurs. Final minute of the first quarter.
Oh, they had the high-low, too, if they wanted at that time.
Fisher again, this time on defense. And an offensive foul.
Good job by Speedy Claxton squaring him up. And Derek Fisher just lowered the shoulder a little bit.
With Shaq on the bench, you got to go to the hoop if you're San Antonio.
You can see right there. You lower the shoulder. Anytime you hit somebody square in the sternum and knock them backwards, you're going to get the offensive foul.
So what happens when Shaq does that?
Both sternums are broken at that point.
I can't answer that. You have me.
Foul's going to be on Robert Ori. Derek Fisher, I beg your pardon, gets his second.
Spurs can go 2 for 1 here. Attack right away, shoot at 40, and get the last shot of the quarter.
Gennaro Pargo will check in for the Lakers. San Antonio leading by 5.
Shaq's knee must be really killing him if he's sitting out this much this early.
Speedy Claxton squeezed through everybody.
But there's just no backline defense.
Well, the Lakers, I'd go 2 for 1 now. We have more than enough time.
Kobe's the guy that can get that done. You can go 3 for 1.
Here he is, 4-3. Got it.
I like this Laker press with Shaq on the bench. San Antonio obviously has not prepared for it.
And Pargo with a steal off it.
San Antonio spent 0 time figuring out their press offense coming into this game.
The Magic get a chance to hold for 1. And probably with Shaq being out of the lineup, just give it to Kobe at the top of the key, let him run the clock down, and try to take Bruce Bowen or create for somebody else.
Kevin George comes back in. Madsen goes out. The Lakers try to cut this lead down to 2 before the end of the first quarter.
No fouls to give.
Kobe Bryant. Bowen trying to stay with him and can't. He's fouled. Second on Tim Duncan. Coming up tomorrow night, Pistons and 76ers game 6 on ESPN. Saturday, the Lakers and the Spurs a possibility. Kings and Mavericks likewise on TNT. Sunday, we'll have the 76ers and the Pistons. And don't forget tonight, Mavericks and Kings will have at it at 10:30 on ESPN.
Duncan now with 2 fouls. What does Popovich do? The games here in Los Angeles when Duncan's gone to the bench, San Antonio has completely fallen apart.
I think Tim Duncan just saying, oh, just standing there. He jumped into me.
Appeared to have solid position with his sternum.
Sternum's going to be the key body part tonight, I can
Along
tell.
with the rest of him.
Kobe Bryant misses 2 free throws.
But more importantly is the second foul on Duncan.
Yeah.
And the ball loose. Brian Shaw's going to have a shot before halftime. Into the corner, almost went.
He's pretty good at that.
Yes, he is.
Why
He
is
hit
Duncan,
one the other night.
Why is Duncan throwing it to Malik Rose on the right wing when he's got Ginobili and Bowen on the left wing in transition? The son of ministers, played for Bill Fitch in college. Then to Red Holtzman in the New York Knicks. He's been trying to chase that down and duplicate it the rest of his life, and it's been happening.
Spurs 65% in the first quarter. What a assist by Kobe Bryant.
The 3 elements of Shaq's game: the offensive rebounds, the lobs, and then the jump hook. He's been using all of them tonight. The Spurs have not been able to slow him down at all.
David Robinson to Ginobili. Claxton back to Robinson, and he's just stuffed by Shaquille O'Neal, and it's a jump ball.
Stuff is right.
But with David not moving as well as he used to move, it's unfair for the guards to put him in that situation. Drive the ball to Shaq. Don't drive the ball to somebody else.
Well, give Medvedenko some credit. He stepped up and slowed Speedy Claxton down. I think Speedy Claxton made the right play.
No,
and
keep
passing
that.
it to David. David's just got to shoot the jump shot.
The right play is to keep that dribble one more time into Shaq's face and then lay it off to David Robinson. Medvedenko's not going to be able to stop anybody.
Oh, he's tremendous. I won't even go there.
Lakers with a chance to tie. O'Neal backing in against Robinson.
There's that sternum foul.
I'm telling you, they ought to put the 2 red lights on his butt and beep, 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 beep. You watch right here. I mean, all he does, beep, beep. He just backs him up. You're David Robinson. You're saying,
What did I do? What did I do?
What can I do? Well, he can't do anything. If he's going to let him do that, you cannot do anything.
Basically, when the referee makes that call, he is telling the defender, why don't you just go and sit down on the sideline, because we're going to call a foul on you regardless of what you do.
Shaquille O'Neal missed both free throws.
Oh, look out.
Opportunity to tie goes by the boards.
Now where's the offense going to come from San Antonio with Tim Duncan on the bench?
Medvedenko on Malik Rose. Tries to work the baseline.
They're going to call him a pushing foul on Medvedenko.
There's Tony Parker and Tim Duncan on the Spurs bench.
Well, Medvedenko, I did a real nice job getting helping the Lakers get back into Game 5. He's a scorer. He's not a defender. He's not tough. He's not a rebounder.
Ginobili skipped across the lane, got the pass to Bowen. Robinson trying to go up with O'Neal for the rebound. And it will be Spurs ball. How long do you go without Tim Duncan, guys? We saw this on Sunday. When he went out, the Spurs nosedived.
I think you have to gauge the game. I think you have to gauge it. If you can get 4 or 5 minutes with Tim on the bench, you can keep the lead, maybe be down 1 or 2, you're happy with that. If you start turning the ball over and they get on a run, you got to bring him back.
I think you bring him in a minute, say it was just a regular rest for him, and just tell him to play with as much assertiveness as is imaginably possible. Because they don't call fouls on the guys who are going the hardest out there.
Kobe Bryant didn't think he was going hard enough to pick up that second foul, but he did. Here's Rose, and he rips it from outside.
This is the guy I think who has to come alive. He's been so valuable for San Antonio during the course of the regular season. As the playoff intensity has picked up, it has matched his normal level. Malik Rose.
Ginobili, nice job defensively, plays the passing lanes as well as anybody on the Spurs, and he comes up with a steal.
I'm not sure why Medvedenko left. They had him trapped in the corner there.
Medvedenko got a piece of the ball. Shaq gets the outlet to Pargo.
Watch the lob to Shaq in transition.
This one might go up right here.
And kicked out of bounds by Bowen.
I disagree with you about Medvedenko's game. I think he's a good player. I think his biggest problem, he just doesn't get enough time.
No, but I think that's why he didn't get the time, is because Phil didn't like the way he's playing defense and didn't think he would make much of an impact on the boards. And when you're a power forward in this team, you got to help Shaq on the boards.
Shaq a little fade in the lane, and Rose with a rebound.
Remember Denzel's beard, by the way. He was sporting that beard for quite some time. All clean shaven and everything.
I'm sure it's a new role.
You're probably right.
He's got a beard out there.
Denzel watch.
Nice pass.
Still missed again who we were talking about.
That's exactly what you're saying. Ginobili drove right at Shaq.
Always take the ball to Shaq.
And then David had more time to gather and get up and dunk it.
You cannot win if Shaq is not guarding the ball.
Let's see if he backs in on Robinson. Nope, they'll bring it around the perimeter.
Bowen doing a nice job at denying possession to Kobe Bryant.
Gutsy shot by Medvedenko. Just turned and wheeled on Rose. Knocked it down.
Oh, he can score. He can shoot. And he's a load down there, too. Turnaround jump shots, face-up jump shots. You got to respect his scoring ability.
This guy, Gennaro Pargo, has played well in his limited minutes for Phil Jackson.
Claxton, baseline jumper way off. Shaw ahead to Kobe Bryant. One-on-one with Bowen. Tried to go behind the back, and the ball came up loose.
And that's got to be a foul on the Lakers. David Robinson clearly had possession.
Kobe will have 3 now.
Wait. They're going to... I don't know if they've assigned this foul. They're changing the foul to Brian Shaw.
Joe Crawford said, my mistake. We're changing it to Brian Shaw, number 20. Back at Staples Center, Brad Nessler, Bill Walton, Tom Tolbert, Michelle Tafoya with you. The Lakers trying to hold serve on their home court as Pete Sampras looks on with his wife. Guys, you were laughing going to the break about that last foul on Kobe or Brian Shaw.
Well, what I found amusing is you watch the play again, and Kobe loses the ball. And I think Kobe reaches in first and fouls him first. But Joey Crawford crawled it on Kobe initially, and then he said, well, wait a minute, maybe I made a mistake. Kobe's happy. Let's all be happy.
It was Brian Shaw. But sometimes we do get him right.
Brian Shaw, the ultimate teammate, who last year had to give back to the Lakers half of his salary in anticipation of a luxury tax that never came true for NBA teams. Brian Shaw never got that $1 million plus back.
Ginobili, his jumper is off the mark. Medvedenko with a rebound.
Ginobili running away from the shot before it even hits iron. He has not had the kind of game that they're going to need from him if they're going to pull off an upset here in Game 6.
Up by 4, a little over 8 minutes.
Yep. Devin George held him.
That's his first.
Bruce Bowen got the deflection, and as Bruce Bowen was going after the ball, Devin George grabbed him to make sure he couldn't get to the ball.
Here comes Tim Duncan. Duncan with those 2 fouls, and he sat out quite a while.
He can't be tentative here. He just has to play his normal game.
His normal game was good for 15 points in the first quarter.
Call for the ball on the offensive end, block shots and rebound.
Had 2 of the best assists of the night so far as well. Sets a pick for Ginobili. He goes all the way and gets it outside of Parker, wide open. Tony Parker knocks it down.
Again, the attack of Shaq, take it all the way to him. He will come every single time.
Matches the biggest advantage for the Spurs, up by 7.
And then after you do that 3 or 4 times and those threes start falling, then you pump fake the pass and quick the layup right by Shaq's face.
Marco gets it right back into Shaquille. Trying to go baseline. Ball was loose. Medvedenko keeps it alive.
Got a rebound if you're going to ever beat the Lakers.
Shaw for 3. Halfway home, and it came out again. And they'll have another chance.
Well, they could shoot 20% in this series right here and still get a bucket. How about a 1 for 5?
There he got it.
Shaquille O'Neal is a tough shot. No momentum, no space whatsoever. Robinson did everything possible, and Shaq just too good.
Well, you give a good team 5 opportunities at the bucket. Most of them are probably going to get you.
I think you need to face guard Shaq to keep him off the offensive glass.
Ginobili, 7 on the shot clock, got a pick from Robinson, and he buried the jumper.
I mean, let me tell you something from personal experience. You can't even face guard that guy, keep him off the glass. At 360, what do you think he is? 360, 365?
I want to see him on the scale. If Charles Barkley can get on the scale, why not Shaq?
I'd just stay away myself.
Medvedenko on the baseline, off the mark.
Offensive foul, Lakers.
Devin George picks up his second. 6:27 remaining in the half. Western Conference Semifinals, Game 6. San Antonio with a 3-2 lead and trying to close the Lakers out on the Lakers' home floor. But so far, all the games have gone to the home team. Lakers still haven't won at the SBC Center in San Antonio. But they did come back here and won last weekend. And now an opportunity to make it 3-3.
And with San Antonio in the penalty before the midway point of the second quarter, very good position to be in to keep driving the ball into the hoop. But Greg Popovich told us before the game, at the end of Game 5, the last game, with the incredible collapse, giving up the 25-point lead, that was the best thing that could have ever happened to the Spurs because it kept them totally focused and on top of just how hard it's going to be to close out this mighty Lakers squad.
Do you think if Borja would have made that 3, it would have been the best thing that happened to him?
No. As David Robinson would have said, it would have ruined his day.
9-point lead now for San Antonio. Medvedenko's too open not to take it, and he knocks it down.
Medvedenko getting the call instead of Mark Madsen today and delivering huge fashion.
4 points in the quarter for Medvedenko. 6 minutes remaining in the second quarter.
Well, you got to go right at Medvedenko. You got to make him come double team and see if he can get a jumper off of it.
Parker. And he's fouled.
The guards for San Antonio playing a tremendous amount along the baseline. That's going to lead the...
Christian Slater looking through the shades at the Lakers, who are down. Andy Garcia doesn't miss many either, does he? 7-point Laker disadvantage right now.
With Tony Parker at the line, it was interesting to hear Greg Popovich talk about Tony prior to the game. The relationship that he has with him, this 20-year-old point guard, the youngest in the NBA. He just is very concerned that Tony Parker remains true to himself. He's not going to be a John Stockton. This guy is a scorer. This guy's a gunner. He's a speed merchant. You got to just let him go out there. Nice pass, Jack.
To himself.
And now Medvedenko. Stanislav Medvedenko, 6 in the quarter for Slava.
With Rick Fox in the hospital in New York with the foot surgery on Monday, please get better real quickly, Rick. And Devin George not doing anything. Medvedenko's outside shot has to be there.
And defensively, he strips it away from Duncan, but it's out of bounds to the Spurs.
Well, don't give Medvedenko the advantage by catching the ball at 18 feet. Get down on the block, and there is no way that he can hang with Tim Duncan on either block.
Duncan has not scored in the quarter after 15 in the first.
Well, his inability to bring it back after he sits out. Medvedenko's playing. He's got 6 points all in the quarter here. He's poking the ball away from Tim Duncan.
Now there's only 5 on the shot clock after the second time.
He said, heck with this. Let me get down on the block. He's getting sick of getting the ball poked away.
It's got to be Ginobili and Parker here. Get on the move here.
Ginobili around Kobe Bryant, but way short. And Shaq just catches that one in midair, and then Ginobili adds the insult to the miss.
Spurs lead by 5. But who right now over the last couple of minutes is really playing well for San Antonio? They seem to have ground to a halt.
Yep. We saw that happen on Sunday when Tim Duncan went out, and then when he came back in, as Bill said, he just can't flip the switch on. Meanwhile, his teammates haven't accounted for much either. Bryant trying to give it back to Shaq in the lane, throws it away, and here come Parker and Jackson. Tony Parker a fadeaway, and he got it.
Gotta love those, don't you?
That's the hook shot.
Lead goes back to 8. We're under 5 minutes in the quarter.
Bowen again continues to deny possession to Kobe.
Got him. Oh, what a nice feed. Everybody thought Kobe was going to take the baseline jumper, except Shaq, who said, I'll take it.
David Robinson was looking up in the air for the shot, and, well, if Shaq can't sneak behind you at 350, he snuck behind him.
Parker and Fisher collide. Bryant coming the other way. Kobe Bryant. All of a sudden, a 4-point game.
Duncan against Medvedenko in the low left box. Anything else is ludicrous.
Duncan hasn't shot since he's come back in. Gets it out to Parker for 3, and Tony Parker. 2 threes in this quarter. 11 points for the first half for Tony Parker.
Well, he's their guy. When they don't have Duncan going, try to get the ball to Parker, let him create that time. Just spacing out. If your guy goes down and helps, find yourself an open spot for a kick-out 3.
Shaw zips a pass over to Kobe. Kobe's hit his last 2. A 13-point first half for Kobe Bryant.
And those are the kind of easy looks you do not want to give Kobe Bryant to get him going.
Greg Popovich telling his team in that last time out, guys, we've got to respect Medvedenko more. Shaq's looking for him, and he's a great shooter. Let's respect him. Back to you.
He had 13 in that game Bill talked about in 17 minutes the other night. Tim Duncan finally shoots, and he misses. He didn't miss much in the first quarter. Hasn't shot in this quarter until right there.
In the last 25 minutes of action for Slava Medvedenko, he's got 19 points on 8 for 10 shooting.
That's not bad,
over the 2 games.
O'Neal backing in on Rose. The hook for Shaq. Shaq's got 16.
If you could try to do this, to turn it back to the baseline every single time.
I just feel like you want to go out there and, I don't know, give Rose some help. Give an extra 50 pounds.
Oh, Tony Parker, what a quarter he's having.
And when Shaq's rolling, it's just, you look at Rose and he's, 4, 5, 6 inches, 80, 90 pounds, and easy shots for Shaq.
How do you turn him back to the baseline? Take a herd of buffalo, doesn't it?
You have to make the commitment on the team playing that that's the way you're going to turn him. That as he starts in that direction, it doesn't matter if he gets a dunk. It doesn't matter if he drops steps. It doesn't matter if he gets 50 points. But that jump hook shot right there gets everything going. It's like a throwdown for him. It's like a lob. It's like an offensive rebound. It's like a sky hook for Jabbar.
Here he goes with the right hand in the paint.
He's going to make some of those. And you might have to give up 40 or 50 points.
He'd probably rather not, though.
You'd rather win the game.
Yeah, there you go.
Lakers have hit their last 7 shots now. Tim Duncan with the offensive rebound and puts it back in. His first points of the quarter.
Again, when Shaq comes to the ball on the block, throw it up over the top. So simple. Medvedenko has no chance to keep Duncan off the offensive glass.
Tim Duncan's 8 out of 10 from the floor.
Well, they're not going to double team Shaq. That's not their game plan.
There's the baseline. And a chance for a 3-point play.
Well, he's just doing it all right now. And as Bill said, when you're one of the greatest players in the game, you're going to get yours. You are going to get yours. You just have to make it as tough as possible. Malik stepped towards the middle to keep him going to the middle. Spin move, bucket, and the free throw. But Greg Popovich said they're going to make it get in single coverage.
I like the Spurs strategy. Make Shaq beat you with his offense. Don't let the other guys get involved. Think about the fact that Shaq's got the bad knee. Shaq's got the bad toe. Over time, they've played so many games. They're not even at the Western Conference Finals yet, the Lakers.
Shaq's got all those things, and he's got 21 points to boot.
In one of their recent championship runs, the Lakers won the whole thing in 16 games. If this series goes 7 games, that will be 13 games the Lakers will have played just to get to the Western Conference Finals.
Tom said a long time ago if they were going to get there, to be their toughest test. And Tim Duncan starting to pick back up where he left off in the first quarter.
But that's what you need. Somebody who can go right at Shaq. Just look at him and say, you know what? You're going to score, but I'm scoring back in your face as well.
Medvedenko over Duncan. Duncan got the rebound, and he'll lead the break.
Look at this.
Give it up.
Look out, look out.
Got it to Rose, and Rose got the bucket.
Great pump fake. Let everybody fly by. Tim Duncan, 7-foot handling. Here's my question would be, he has the most dominant player in the game, scored 3 straight possessions. Why wouldn't you get it to him last time? And you might want to get it to him this time.
If you're Duncan, don't foul no matter what here. You've already got 2.
And another rebound by Duncan off the O'Neal miss. Final 35 seconds of the half.
Sorry, Brad. The one thing Rose is going to do is he's going to be as physical as he could possibly be.
And saved by Shaw on the baseline. Fargo! Gutsy shot for the rookie.
They had the shot clock down where basically in his last shot time. Shot like that in transition. He made one of those in the 4th quarter of the great comeback in Game 5.
4-point Spurs lead. Now it's Parker. Fargo comes up with a steal. And a shot off the mark, but he had a good final minute, didn't he?
This guy can play.
Greg Popovich, you have to like what you're seeing from Tony Parker and maybe not like so much what you're seeing from Shaq. What's key in the second half?
Well, I think you're exactly right. But I think for us, it's we've got to play better defense. We're not used to 110-point games and, that sort of thing. We've got to come down and play better defense on Shaq. We've got to realize that Medvedenko is on the court and is in the NBA and needs to be guarded. And if we can get a few more stops, I think we'll be in good shape.
Thanks for stopping, Pop.
You bet.
Back to you, Brad.
All right, Michelle. Shaq, Bill, you said before the game, his coach sort of called him out after Game 5. He's responded with 21 in the first half.
The inability of the Spurs to keep Shaquille O'Neal away from the basket. But where are the rest of the Lakers? Where's Brian Shaw? Where's Robert Horry? Where's Derek Fisher? Where's Devin George?
Well, and when you talk about the Spurs, it all centers around Tim Duncan. You want to talk about efficiency. 9 for 11 in the first half, 19 points. He is the reason that the draw and pitches work, the guys get open shots.
Devin George got an open shot to open the third.
I want to know.
That's Devin George's first basket of the night.
I want to know who's going to start missing some of these open shots. 59% for the Spurs, 57% for the Lakers. It's not terrible defense. It's just tremendous offense.
Parker had a big second quarter. That one off the mark. Horry with a rebound.
Easily been the most well-played game in the entire series to date.
We had one tie in the first half. O'Neal trying to find the handle. Robinson, he was out of bounds.
Boy,
Shaq is such a phenomenal offensive rebounder. And David Robinson had perfect position. Shaq just quicker to the ball, up and over the top. And you're talking about one of the greatest players in the history of basketball, David Robinson.
Well, you almost know it's coming off when Robert Horry shoots it from the outside.
Horry shot it from the outside there and missed it.
I mean, to say he struggled from the outside,
that's an understatement.
Would be to say Pam Anderson only has minor upgrades.
Horry has missed 23 straight three-point shots in the playoffs after that one. Duncan. Horry with a rebound off the Duncan miss.
Not a good start to the third for San Antonio.
Kobe Bryant trying to get around Bowen and trying to tie the game, and does.
The ability to create your own shot, stop instantly, and rise up a foot and a half in the air and make that shot is what makes Kobe Bryant spectacular.
Duncan knew he was going to miss it, got his own rebound, and now it's tipped in by Robinson.
Boy, it looked like he stepped on a firecracker when he came down, didn't it? Because he was gone going to get that offensive rebound.
He sure was. And now a block shot by Duncan.
Is this the guy you want handling the ball in the middle of a break?
Bowen gave up a three where he's been so efficient, but he got a two inside.
Fortunately, the referees are not bailing guys out who are running underneath shooters and falling on their backside.
Whoa.
Oh, an overthrow trying to get it to Shaq, and it goes straight to David Robinson.
And give some credit to Bruce Bowen, who's done an admirable job of just staying with Kobe Bryant.
Tony Parker out to Duncan. He'll try it again. Got it.
That's not really fair that he can go that.
But a great offensive player like Duncan, who's used to scoring in the basket area with guys hanging all over him, he prefers to have a defender right there. The wide open shots are the hardest ones to make.
He spreads the Spurs lead back to 6 as Shaq goes baseline, too strong. Duncan the rebound.
And what you get there is if you can force him to the baseline, not only is it a tougher shot, but you take him out of the offensive rebounding picture.
After our 54-54 tie, it's 6 straight points for the Spurs, almost 8 straight as Parker went inside.
Well, just open shot. This one, he knew he was going to miss that one. And I'm not sure. That's pretty close, but a nice tip by David Robinson there. And this is what you'd like Bruce Bowen to do. Put the ball on the ground instead of be a stationary shooter. And then Duncan, of course, from the top of the key. No need to go get that one.
Robert Horry is not having a very good defensive game. He's not moving to the boards defensively after Tim Duncan missed that jumper at the high post. Duncan's getting wide open as Horry goes to help guys who don't need help.
Parker hits both free throws, 15 for Tony. 8 straight points for the Spurs, and they lead by 8.
We've seen this before, haven't we? Spurs up in the second half. Now it's a closeout game against the defending champions. This is about as tough as it gets on the road trying to close out a defending champion.
Fisher with 4 on the shot clock. Has to go over Parker with it. Shaq couldn't get a hand on the offensive rebound.
If you're San Antonio, push that ball.
Parker wanted to set up for a 3, just couldn't find the handle. Horry on Duncan's hit, back out to Parker.
Where's the repost?
Shaq right down the middle. Got to get it to him.
He gives it back to Horry. They move it around to George for 3. And Shaquille has the rebound. Horry, 3. Still can't get one to go.
This Duncan can rebound.
Are you kidding me? You couldn't try to go 2 for 38. I mean, you couldn't get 2 for 38 in the playoffs. I mean, these are clean looks. And just long. He's missed them long. He's missed them short, right, left, backboard. I mean, 26 straight threes from one of the best clutch shooters in postseason history.
Remember the end of game 5. That one was halfway down the net and spit back out. Parker. O'Neal clears off the miss.
Parker's penetration is all for himself right now. He's got to think about getting the other guys involved.
Lakers have missed their last 6 shots. Kobe Bryant. What an outlet by Duncan.
Terrible pass.
Fisher again goes to the floor to break up would-be break.
That might be the worst pass in playoff history for the Spurs.
Do you have any idea what the second one was? Throw it up to the guy. See, Derek Fisher 6'1", Steven Jackson can jump out of the gym. How about a lob? I think it was Billy Paul's to Larry Keenan. It was the second one. I think that's the one you were
Billy
thinking
Paul's never threw a bad pass in his entire career.
7:20 remaining, third quarter.
Duncan's got to take Ori right here. He's got it going.
Kicks it back out to Tony Parker, long range. Jackson tried to throw it back in there, and the Lakers bring it down with 7 minutes to go, third quarter.
Devin George can barely move out there, standing on half a leg.
Look at Shaq leaning on Duncan.
Tim Duncan was yelling at Joey Crawford saying, how much time are you going to give Shaq in the lane?
Devin George outside. His only 2 baskets in this quarter.
Offensive foul on Bruce Bowen, who can't believe it. Right in front of Jack Nicholson. The Tide, will it turn for Los Angeles on their home court?
Here's Bowen going down and running over Fisher.
Absolutely. Easy play to call.
That last basket by the Lakers broke a field goal drought of close to 4 minutes again, something they had several of Sunday when we were here.
We got the big fella.
Devin George, can he do it again? Yes!
Blocking foul.
Lakers, but there's 5:57 left in this quarter. And the game track through the quarter. Shaq hasn't scored yet. Devin George, all 7 of his points in this quarter. And the Lakers facing possible elimination.
They're up against it because you got Tim Duncan playing flawless basketball on the offensive end.
Foul before Kobe Bryant shot. Ori trying to feed Kobe Bryant. Ginobili again gets a hand in the passing lane.
Here the Spurs just being able to keep the Lakers at bay is not good enough in this third quarter. You need to extend that lead out 9, 10 points. I'm going to tell you, it is going to be difficult to close these guys out in the close game.
What a spin move by Kobe Bryant, but he missed the shot.
Duncan.
Ori finally getting something done on the offensive glass here.
Duncan picks up his third.
Never turn your head and lose track of the ball.
Pass was a little deep, but Shaq one-handed it and threw it in off the glass. And a foul.
You can't throw that ball from your hip down there.
O'Neal's three-point play gives him 24. The lead for the Spurs is down to 2.
I think I'm going to call Duncan on the block this series. Crowd gets going, put this player, take him out of the game, get it to your money guy.
There he is.
But they're not moving away from the ball.
Now someone's got to cut.
Over O'Neal, in and out. Duncan puts it back in.
Somebody may want to call the abuse hotline, because he's just abusing those guys down there in the low block, each and every one of them.
Tim Duncan has 25. O'Neal trying to battle through all the arms. 66-62, Spurs by 4. O'Neal against Rose again. Deeper this time with a hook. Shaq's got 26.
Everything going his way. I'm a little surprised that Greg Popovich hasn't given Kevin Willis a chance to get out there. Willis has played well in this series.
Now the chance of defense around Staples Center. 4:25 to go, third quarter.
That's what it's all about right here. Superstar going at superstar.
A little bit short for Duncan. Ginobili flying through to get the rebound.
They can't get too stubborn here and just stand around and watch Duncan go. You got to help him out.
That is a move right there. The quick inside pivot, get Shaq stumbling. Can't find his balance. Shaq certainly has all the balance he needs with the Jabbar sky hook, something that Shaq doesn't use a lot of. And Duncan right back. That inside pivot so beautiful and effective against a much larger opponent.
25 and 10 for Tim Duncan. First free throw since the first quarter for him, and he hits it.
Well, the danger. Go ahead, Joe.
I want to see how San Antonio is going to finish this game.
Yeah, of course.
They have started so well and played really perfect basketball, championship level basketball. But can they play this in the last 8 minutes of this game?
They haven't outscored the Lakers in the fourth quarter yet in this series.
They've been outscored by a combined 26 points in the fourth quarter, the Spurs have. And Tim Duncan shooting in the fourth quarter 15 misses in 20 attempts.
Derek Fisher just attacked the rim, but didn't get it to go. Back comes San Antonio.
Well, even though you're trying to get it to Duncan, you got to be cognizant of the fact that we got to move, we got to cut. As the other players, you got to stay involved and not just be caught standing around watching Tim.
Duncan up and under O'Neal. Somehow.
A pretty good show.
The Spurs could not ask for more. To have Shaq guarding Tim Duncan when he's hot and he's tortured. That's the kind of confidence builder that they can go on a huge run and win this thing.
And a foul underneath.
Duncan having to go one-on-one virtually every time. No movement without the ball. A virtually impossible shot.
So Malik Rose picked up his fourth foul, and Shaquille O'Neal will go back to the free throw line. Kevin Willis will check in now. Willis didn't play in Game 5 in San Antonio.
You got to love the fact, though, you got Game 6, elimination game down here in Los Angeles. Lakers lose, forget the four-peat. Shaq, Duncan, two of the most dominant players in the game, head up. That's what it's all about right here. You're talking about a dominant player, a guy that wanted the ball, made himself, his teammates better, and was always the best in big games at the end of the games.
O'Neal missed both free throws.
And if you didn't know out there, that was Magic Johnson, of course.
The disappointing thing is that Duncan and Shaq really haven't been able to get their teammates involved in any sort of movement type of game. It's all just been one-on-one. Very difficult to win that kind of style.
Parker got the pass back to Duncan. Goes strong to the hoop and fouled again.
When was the last time we saw anybody just take the ball at Shaq? It was before Phil Jackson was the coach here.
Here he does go strong at Shaq, who picks up his fourth foul.
Well, he just kind of flew by him and caught him with the hip there on the hip check, actually.
The breakdown defensively, though, of the Lakers. And Robert Horry was initially matched up against Duncan on that set and just completely falling apart, the Lakers defense.
Of course, Tim Duncan's quad will never be the same after that last move, but and he misses the free throw. 3 of 4 from the stripe for Duncan.
Slava Medvedenko time.
Shaq's going to get rest here. He's got 3 fouls in the last 5 minutes and 58 seconds, and he'll sit down with 4.
Well, we'll see how this turns out. It didn't turn out so well at the end of the third quarter in Game 4 for the Spurs when Duncan had to go to the bench. We'll see how it turns out for the Lakers in the last 3 minutes of quarter 3. Can they cut into it, or will they go deeper into the hole, closer to extinction?
Danny Ferry checks in for Kevin Willis for San Antonio. There's a free throw story. Most of that is Shaq for the Lakers.
Frustrating for Kevin Willis, who's just dying to get out there and play. But with the matchups and Shaq on the bench right now, come with some scoring, some perimeter player, and extending defensive capabilities with Ferry.
The lead swells to 7. Under 3 minutes in the third quarter. Medvedenko going baseline on Duncan. 4 on the shot clock. Fisher hits the deck. Throws it up. Nope, it didn't hit the rim. That's a shot clock violation.
Before Phil Jackson got here, every playoff ouster for Shaquille O'Neal had been a sweep. Goodbye. Not one victory in any of the elimination rounds for Shaquille O'Neal in his playoff career.
That's when the Lakers started doing some sweeping of their own. Ferry and Duncan playing catch, and now it's Duncan baseline. What a shot.
We're seeing a performance tonight. This is what MVPs do. They come in a highly improbable situation and put this crowd back on their feet. It might be Jack Nicholson time. Offensive foul, Kobe Bryant.
Third on Kobe, can only smile about it. The lead is as big as it's been the entire game. San Antonio by 9.
A great job by Manu Ginobili, keeping him away from the middle, forcing towards the sidelines. They don't want him to get to the middle, don't want him to pick guys out, don't want him to let uncontested three-pointers go up, and why not? Just throw it to Duncan again and say, amaze us.
Under 2 minutes in the third quarter. San Antonio trying to take command.
So little movement. Move without the ball. Set a screen for somebody.
Parker has to go long range with a shot clock winding down, and he nails it.
What were you saying, Bill?
Great set offense.
It's an 11-point lead, fellas.
Biggest of the night.
Lakers need some offense here in the final minute and a half of the third. Medvedenko trying to give them some. Can he ferry the rebound? 9 straight San Antonio points.
Just if the Lakers try to make an impossible situation for themselves and see how far they can fall behind before they come back.
Well, in a city known for its drama in movies and TV, they're going to put all the drama they can pack into this thing, I guess, because they've certainly put themselves in a hole that they may not be able to dig out of. Guys that know about drama in this city, and they're watching it build against their Lakers.
Well, it's just been no defense for Tim Duncan.
Nope.
It's guarding him straight up, and Tim Duncan is abusing. Or at some point, you got to bring somebody else and make another player beat you.
Jack's got 4 fouls.
Well, you got to double. I'm saying you got to double
Jack's
team
playing
Tim at some point.
with a bad knee.
I mean, I don't know if I'm Coach Jackson. I'm getting sick and tired of watching this guy in the left block just kill me repeatedly.
He missed the second free throw.
If you're going to have a chance to beat the Lakers, you have to have great low post play, great rebounding, and terrific point guard play. And Greg Popovich is getting that tonight.
Nice job by Ginobili.
Medvedenko outside.
You've got to make him put it on the ground. If he just spots up and shoots it, he's going to make it. And the last time they made him put it on the ground, and he missed it. That time, spot up, boom.
Until that shot by Medvedenko, Duncan had scored as many points by himself as the Lakers that quarter. A quarter that has less than 40 seconds remaining.
They missed a 2-for-1 opportunity to Spurs.
Duncan didn't get the roll. George got the rebound. 10-point game. There's the story of the quarter. The MVP against the 3-time champs.
Zone defense here. No fouls to give for San Antonio.
Fisher hasn't scored since the first quarter. He kicks it out. Kobe Bryant has a look. Got it! Big 3 by Kobe Bryant. Parker now running it up through everybody with a teardrop. Tony Parker coast to coast. Devin George lets fly. And it's still the Spurs. They led at the end of 1. They led at halftime. They have stretched their lead now out to 9.
Has it crossed your mind that tonight or Saturday or the end of this series could be your last coaching?
Sure. I mean, it's crossed my mind, that this might be the final game of the year, but I haven't said to myself, this could be the last game I ever coach. I haven't, acknowledged that at all, but I'm going to assess it, and I'll assess where physically I feel I'm going to be in the summer.
While you haven't assessed it, is it in the back of your head? I mean, is it something that you're pondering, even though you're not constantly thinking about it?
Well, I've always, said that, health has got to be the most important thing. If you don't have your health, you can't coach the way you want to, and here it's come true for me this year particularly.
This sellout crowd is not accustomed to losing playoff series. They know that this might be the end of the run unless the Lakers put together the big fourth quarter. So here we go.
Well, 2 things to look forward to the San Antonio Spurs. Turnovers and missed free throws. Those have been their bugaboos, giving up fourth quarter leads.
And Tim Duncan just continues to go wild.
The Lakers have not lost a championship since they started playing in this building.
Tim Duncan is 15 of 23 in every kind of shot imaginable. 35 points for the MVP.
He's also giving his teammates the life and the belief in themselves that it can happen, because when he goes right at Shaq, if you can do that, then everybody else says, hey, I can take Gennaro Pargo. I can take Brian Shaw. I can take Slava Medvedenko if Tim Duncan can take Shaq. That's what the MVP's all about. Willis. Oh, man.
And a foul on Willis.
He doesn't wear 2 elbow pads for nothing. I'm taking that. He's going to be physical, and he's going to try to grab. He's going to try to hold a little bit.
Wait a second. What is Kevin Willis doing wrong except standing in position?
Boy, he locked his elbow that time. But you know what they're going to do, Bill. They're going to give it to Kevin Willis.
Here's Shaquille against Willis. The big fella fouled again.
I think Kevin Willis has done an outstanding job defensively on Shaq in this series.
Well, I think he was upset that time because he said, I have him. Don't come down and slap. I had him sealed off that time.
Ginobili gets the foul for trying to take a swat at the ball.
And the more they go to Shaq, the more the rest of the guys stand around and are left out of everything.
The entry pass to O'Neal. Willis trying to body him up. Shaq goes on the baseline.
That's great defense.
Duncan another rebound.
Well, as big as Shaq is, Kevin's about as strong as they come at 6'10 and a half.
Duncan giving it off to Ginobili. Right back to Duncan. Blocked by O'Neal. No foul there. Duncan will try it again and got it.
This is a clinic. How many players have played this well ever? What Tim Duncan is doing right now.
13-point Spurs lead.
Willis can't believe he's whistled for a foul here as Tim Duncan just continues to amaze. Gets hammered, gets grabbed, gets held, gets pushed, gets shoved, and still scores on Shaq, Slava Medvedenko, and everyone in the Lakers organization.
Nice spin to the baseline by Shaq, and he's fouled.
Kevin, at this rate, he should be fouled out by about the 9:15 mark. I mean, Tim Duncan just simply has been absolutely amazing. And for the Lakers, you know, Shaq's been the guy, but my goodness, I mean, you just watch him. You know he's the MVP, and you know the things he can do. But on the road, to be able to come up with the game that he has come up with so far, and just sitting here watching it, you just shake your head and say, this guy is one of the special ones.
Magic Johnson looking on as Shaq misses the free throw. Everybody in this building that's a Laker fan showing the nervousness right now because their team is down a dozen with 10:20 to go.
If you're San Antonio, keep running. Keep pushing that ball. Don't slow down. Don't get conservative. And when you got Medvedenko on Duncan, get him the ball immediately.
Didn't even have to get it to him before Medvedenko picked up the foul.
How are the Spurs, at some point during this fourth quarter, the Lakers are going to make a run? Whether it's a 7-0 run, 6-0 run, how are they going to handle that? When they chop that lead in half to 5, 6 points, will they be able to respond?
Ginobili. Oh my goodness.
Well, maybe not. They might, if they're making shots like that, they might not have to respond.
He just crossed Shaq up unbelievably. Shaq didn't know where he was going. Phil Jackson forced to take a timeout. When was the last time you saw this?
14-point Spur lead is the biggest.
What is going through your mind?
Well, you know, for me, I'm just going crazy over here. We have not stopped them defensively, and then offensively, we just haven't gotten it going. Every time that we had stopped them, then they would get the offensive rebound. Guys would run in from the perimeter and grab the offensive rebound. It's just, we're like 5 steps behind them. They want it right now at this point more than we want it, and they're putting out the effort both on offense and on defense.
Now, what about Shaq's knee? Jim Clemens told me at halftime he had no indication it was bothering him, but what's your assessment of his speed tonight?
Well, you know, right now, he's giving his best. I mean, of course, he's hurting a little bit, but you know what? There's no time for excuses. You just got to play basketball, and right now they're playing better. And I tell you what, that big man down low, Tim Duncan, has just been unbelievable.
Yes.
I've never seen a big man with such great footwork. I think Kevin McHale is probably the closest guy, but this guy is just unbelievable tonight.
Magic, thanks. I hope you keep all those fingernails. Let's send it back to you, Brad.
A very honest assessment by not only a Lakers vice president, a former Laker great, but a fellow analyst and friend of ours from TNT. And boy, said a mouthful right now. San Antonio looks like they want it more.
Well, they're getting after everything. The loose balls, the offensive rebounds, the big shows on defense. And right now, that's a tough one right there. You have it bottled up.
Shaw picks up the foul.
But this is a team, a Laker team right now, that you got to be cognizant of the three-point shot. And Parker, good job right there at penetration.
You call that a tough one? He was fouled by 3 different guys.
Oh, fourth
He's fouled
quarter,
by
playoff
Medvedenko.
game, it's got to be tougher than that.
He'll go to the free throw line. He was the guy, Bill, that kind of was carrying the huddle the last time out for San Antonio.
Oh, well, Greg Popovich and P.J. Carlissimo and the rest of the staff were standing out in front. Tony Parker took the coach's seat and was urging everyone on, telling how it was going to play out right now. But quickness to the ball. Kevin Willis tipping it in.
Willis with a tip in on the missed free throw, and it's a 15-point game.
And the fans here at Staples starting to boo their beloved Lakers.
Time is running out. Kobe Bryant trying to go underneath, blocked by Duncan. Parker pushing it again for San Antonio. All the way for Tony Parker.
That was the easiest shot they've had in a long time.
Oh, Gennaro Parker's still lucky he has an ACL after that one. You want to talk about desire and lack of focus? You can't give up these kind of buckets on free throws. That's just wanting it more. And right there, just crosses right over by Pargo, gets himself to the free throw line.
Tony Parker coming off a brilliant game in Game 5 when he had 21, and he's got 21 more here tonight.
16-point lead. That's the same lead that they had in Game 5. The Spurs giving up all but 2. But Kobe Bryant is not playing well tonight.
He hasn't hit a field goal since that three-pointer to end the third quarter, and he hasn't touched it much offensively since.
Give Bowen a lot of credit. Defense without the ball.
O'Neal off the glass in the back of the iron, and it drops through for Shaq. 29 for O'Neal. 8:20 left.
Parker should just try to blast right by Gennaro Pargo here, getting to the open court.
Well, he blasts by him all right, and the kick out to Ginobili. He'll take a 3, and he got it.
Penetration and dish, championship style. Take it at the big man.
The lead swells to 17.
Spurs are 4 for 5 on threes tonight. 4 for 6, excuse me.
Pargo tried a 3 of his own. Shaq the miss and throws it in for 31.
Well, it shows you how inconsistent some of the Lakers have been throughout the. I mean, look at this lineup. It's 7 minutes left in the season, possibly. Pargo's out there, Medvedenko's out there, Shaw's out there. It's because you're not getting consistent effort from some of the guys you would expect to, and injuries.
Duncan feeds inside, and it's broken up and stolen by Kobe Bryant. Shaw gives it back to Kobe, and back to Shaw. Neither of them takes the shot. Finally, Kobe will for 3. Way off. Duncan another rebound.
And the job Kevin Willis is doing in battling Shaq and not giving anything.
Oh, the old 8 seconds almost got him that time.
Pargo with a foul.
When Pargo gets up on Tony Parker, his initial move has to just be go. Just don't even think about anything else except blasting right by him and make him wait down in the set defensive area as opposed to extending that defensive pressure.
Parker, who was scolded by his coach earlier in this ball game, has played like a veteran leader now since that first quarter. Bowen. Boy, has he been huge from three-point land in the playoffs.
All the penetration, they're the ones right now. Penetrate, drive, draw, dish, getting the open shot for the Lakers. are getting shots with hands in their faces.
This is an 18-point rout.
Under 6.5 minutes to go in what looks like the end of the road for the Lakers
Look at that.
championship.
Drive it out, set the play up.
Boy,
Wait
get a rebound.
Wait for Tim Duncan. Power it down the Lakers' throats.
Spurs with a big advantage on the boards, big advantage on the scoreboard. 6 minutes. Tony Parker takes a three, and Willis slams it home.
Throw it down. Phil Jackson's got to call a timeout. This is completely falling apart. But the three-time world champions, how are they ever going to dig themselves out of this hole? And Duncan and Willis.
Tough year, and it's a tough night. Tell you that. Most consecutive playoff series won 25. 13 of those in a row with the Lakers. But that is in a heap of jeopardy right now. Kobe Bryant only 2 for 9 this half.
Oh, who's playing well for the Lakers? You talk about trying to come back. Can't identify a single guy out there who's got it going.
Well, to come back, it's got to be, I mean, they're going to have to get lights out offensively and hold the Spurs to no more than 6, 7, maybe 8 points at tops the rest of the game.
Bowen rattled one in and out. Medvedenko with a rebound. 5:20 left.
The Spurs have missed 6 shots this quarter. They've rebounded the ball, though, 4 times off those 6 misses and scored each of those 4 times.
Pargo airball to 3.
Not the shot you want. If you have Shaquille O'Neal and Kobe Bryant on your team, you have Gennaro Pargo jacking up shots.
20-point Spurs advantage. Huge edge in rebounding. Shooting great as they have the whole game. Duncan to Parker. That combo one way or another.
This is a blowout.
It really is. It's 22 right now. The crowd is obviously in shock as O'Neal missed inside.
And the problem that the Lakers are facing right now, their team game, which is such a strength of their team, they have totally gone away from that. They're playing nothing but one-on-one basketball right now.
Pargo picks up another foul.
You see Parker right there is going to throw it in, and he just cuts. Cuts, and look at that. There is nobody there. Right now, the Lakers are thinking,
Look at that. They're taking Shaq out of this game. That's how.
oh, this thing's over. It's 22-point Jack giving him a nice ovation. At 22 points, you figure if you get as hot as you possibly could in a quarter, you may be able to put 20 points up in the last 4.5 minutes. That still doesn't get you to 98 points.
Well, the Lakers' last field goal was almost 3.5 minutes ago, and that was Shaq.
Well, right now the Lakers aren't pondering 3-point shot or 2-point shot. They're pondering Jamaica or Hawaii.
Kobe Bryant off the glass. 20 for Kobe. 4:20 left.
If you're San Antonio, you just got to come to the ball, keep running, keep moving. Lakers are going to gamble on every single play.
Pargo and Rush, 2 rookies in there playing for the Lakers right now with Bryant and Madsen and Medvedenko. Tony Parker. Here's a turnover. Lakers got the stop they needed. Now let's see if they can do anything offensively. Medvedenko on the baseline. Nope. Rebound is Willis.
This is going to go down as the greatest victory in the history of the Spurs organization.
Over the
championship
the
from 4 years ago?
No.
Absolutely.
You just can't turn the ball. That's the only thing you can't do is turn the ball over right now. And you see all the banners.
There won't be a 4th one hanging underneath that one.
There will not. But there is no
But who's going
way.
to stop the Spurs at this point?
That's a good. I would say they're the favorites. I would say they're the favorites. But I mean, you look at the Lakers right now. And after 3 straight championships, where do they go from here? Is it Karl Malone coming in? Is it Scottie Pippen player coming in? Somebody at a mid-level exemption? You know, what do they need to get? I know Robert Horry said he might want to go back home to Houston to be with his daughter.
The season started with Shaquille O'Neal's foot surgery, and he missed the beginning. Kobe Bryant tried to carry the team, and, well, he did with a string of 16 30-point games, a string of 9 straight 40-point games, and on his way to a 30-point average over the course of the season. But they had to battle back so hard. They were buried. Christmas time, we did their game, guys, and said, hey, they're going to have to play lights out just to make the playoffs. Well, they came back. They made the playoffs. They were pushed by Minnesota. They pushed Minnesota back. As you look at their owner now, just kind of staring on with 3.5 minutes to go. It's been a long, tough road for the Lakers. You can't win all of them, obviously, but they are going to have to put some different pieces together, Bill.
How many good ball games did the Lakers play this year? This was a team that has toyed with the league for so long now. They don't think they have to put the work in. They don't have to put the personnel out there to get the job done. They put so much stock in just Shaq and Kobe. They need more players. They need younger players. They need more athletic players. And they're going to need Shaq to play more and do more.
And what we're giving, you know, we got to give San Antonio their due, but you know, you miss Rick Fox. That's a veteran. That's a guy who's won championships, can hit big shots, gives you some defensive intensity, which they didn't have tonight.
Tony Parker, as the shock on the faces of the Lakers, tells a story with 3 minutes left in this ball game. San Antonio is going to go on. Will they meet their friends from Dallas, or will it be Sacramento in the Western Conference Finals? And that could be determined as early as Mike Tirico and Sean Elliott's game that starts shortly.
And you're hoping for the Lakers, your younger guys progress. Kareem Rush gets better. Devin George continues to improve. But boy, for the Spurs, you know, the best is right in front of you. Duncan young, Parker young, Ginobili young, Steven Jackson young, Malik Rose. I mean, the best is still out in front of the Spurs.
And a huge salary cap slot there to come in and buy more players, like a Jermaine O'Neal to take David Robinson's spot.
Boy, that'd be something there.
All right, thank you very much, Brad. Jack, how disappointing is this for you?
Well, it's heartbreaking for me, but we've had a great ride with the Lakers. They're a great ball club. It's one of the great runs in the history of sport. San Antonio played great tonight. Best teams win 7-game series. Good officials tonight for a change. Always like it when Joey and Dick are here, but hats off to the Lakers. They're a great champion. They deserve everything. That's why all these people are still standing up for them. It's heartbreaking, but we're here.
Okay, go ahead, Jack. What do you think the difference was in this series?
Well, in this series tonight, see, they're hitting their shots in our ballpark tonight. That's really what always breaks it over. You can talk about all kinds of strategy. The 3 games we lost down there, we couldn't put the ball in the basket. That's what it boils down to in the end. But they played great. Shot goes down, Robert's shot goes down, could be different, but they beat them bad on their own floor tonight, so you can't complain about that at all.
Jack, we thank you for your time. Always a pleasure to watch you.
They're a great ball club.
There was a standing ovation at the last timeout that lasted the duration of the timeout for the Lakers, who have given the fans here so many thrills, 3 straight championships, but it's all set to come to a close here in the next 90 seconds.
This is a special Spur team. They've got all the elements and are only going to get better. They've got youth, speed, a dominating big man, depth. What more could you ask for? What's it going to take to beat them? Are the Lakers going to be able to come back? Have we seen the best of Shaquille O'Neal?
And the Spurs tonight showed a killer instinct. That's what we wondered about. Danny Ferry hits back-to-back jumpers off the Spurs bench as everybody's getting in the act.
Be interesting to see how hard the Lakers work in the offseason.
Well, they'll finally have an offseason for the first time in 4 years.
It's true. And these guys go on to meet either Dallas or Sacramento. On the year, they were 3-1 against Sacramento. They split their series with Dallas 2-2. Medvedenko hits from the outside, and who knows, that might be the last Laker bucket to end the 3 championship run, as Shaq and Kobe can only look on.
Well, they could be getting ready for the big barbecue down in Texas if Dallas can get by Sacramento tonight.
Boy, no kidding. Texas was a tough place for everybody to go as Steve Smith knocks down a 3. And Derek Fisher and the rest of the Lakers knows that it's over. They're not very used to losing, and it's going to be tough for them to swallow. But as Jack Nicholson said, the better team wins 7-game series, and San Antonio swept the Lakers during the regular season. They were up 2-0. The Lakers battled back to 2-2, but then it was San Antonio on Tuesday, and tonight on the road, finally a road team in this series. A road team in this series wins one, and it happens to be San Antonio, and they do it in dramatic fashion over the three-time defending champion Lakers, 110-82. And San Antonio wins it going away. So they will go home, rest, and see who they meet in the Western Conference Finals, either Dallas or Sacramento. Guys, Lakers, great team, great run, not enough for a younger club tonight.
You can never discount how hard it is to win year after year after year. Just took its toll. They didn't have enough at the end.
Jim Gray is with Kobe Bryant. Jim?
Okay, right now he's being congratulated by Tony Parker and Rose now. Kobe Bryant down there on the court. Kobe, it's a difficult moment for you. We appreciate your time. How disappointed are you?
Well, I just hate losing. It's a tough loss. They played extremely well. We just have to get ready for the off season. Next season for us starts right now.
Can you assess exactly what went wrong? Was it too many injuries? Was it Shaq's foot at the beginning of the year? Can you begin to assess why you lost this series?
Nah, we have a million and one excuses that we could go to. Fact of the matter is, we're not going to make any. They played better than we did in this series. We had our opportunities to win it. Didn't go for us. So we just have to regroup. Like I said, next season starts right now, and come back next season ready to play.
How much harder will you work in this offseason now to get back to the championship?
I'll push myself to exhaustion.
Kobe, we thank you for your time. All right, let's go over to Michelle Tafoya with Tim Duncan and David Robinson.
All right, thanks a lot. First, David, unbelievable. It looked for a minute there like retirement was going to come earlier than you thought, and you're going to be playing some more. Your thoughts right now on beating the three-time defending champions?
Unbelievable. They've been great champions. They've been so dominant. They've got two of the best players in the league, and really took a great team effort. We're proud of ourselves. It was a great hill for us to climb. Still got a lot of work left to do, but boy, this is a big one for us.
It's been an unusual series for you in that you've had games where you've fouled out scoreless, and you've had games where you've been an enormous difference. How has that been for you, David?
It's hard, playing 14, 15, 17, whatever minutes a game, whatever, but I contribute in there on that floor. When I get in there, I just want to win games. I don't care. I guard Shaq. I do whatever I need to do, and next series we might use me different, just like we did in Phoenix. So who knows?
Congratulations. We're looking forward to seeing you either against Sacramento or Dallas. I don't suppose you have a preference there.
It matters not. We're just excited to be moving to that next level.
All right, thank you, David. We'll go to your teammate, Tim Duncan, MVP of the NBA regular season. And Tim, you said we got to close it out tonight here at Staples Center, and you backed it up with the kind of performance that was necessary. How did you come up with that kind of performance?
Knew they were going to come out here with this home crowd and give a great effort. They want to push it to 7. These guys have been to had so much experience the last 3 years. We didn't want to take it to 7 with these guys. We wanted them to finish it tonight.
And the fourth quarter has been a bit of a bugaboo for this team in this series, and really, according to Greg Popovich, all season long. But tonight, the fourth quarter was spectacular for you guys. What was the difference?
Tony Parker took over. He really got in the middle of that thing and hit a couple floaters, got some guys open. They had to get into the paint a little bit. He found shooters knocked out shots. It was just a good quarter for us.
Not only did he take over, you really took over. You went straight at Shaq, attacked him, and really gave the rest of your team confidence that if you can do that, surely they can handle their assignments. What was going through your mind as you took on the big man?
He's done a great job with me all series long, and I've been kind of fading away from him a little bit, and we watched some film yesterday before coming in here. Knew we'd have some time on him where he'd guard me, and just wanted to attack him, just want to get him back.
It's amazing Tony Parker has done what he's done, given he's the youngest starting point guard in the league at just 20. How much do you think he's grown up in this series?
He's grown up so much. He's taken a lot of crap from a lot of different people. He's hadn't played well. He played well, but he's kept with it. He's kept his head up, and he's really stayed with us.
Dallas and Sacramento. You split, I believe, with, let's see, you went 2-2 against Dallas, 3-1 versus Sacramento. It would seem then you'd want to play Sacramento, but as David said, doesn't really matter.
It doesn't really matter. We have no control over that, so we'll be ready for whoever comes out of it.
Congratulations, Tim Duncan. A marvelous, marvelous win, and you're going on to the Western Conference Finals.
Thank you.
All right.